And here we go, race fans. We're ready to roll on another Super Saturday with 6 stake races here at Laurel Park. Good morning. Welcome to today. The races presented by Fidelity First. I'm Stanton Salter. Good to have our main man, our odds maker, Keith Hustel, back. You're a little under the weather yesterday, but
we're still fighting, Stan. We're holding on for dear life, I can tell you that.
You're going to grind through like Port Conway Lane, right? All right. Well, the tractor's out working on the track. Right. We had a little dusting of snow in the area overnight. We woke up to a little picturesque Norman Rockwell scene this morning, but they've blown the snow off the track. They're harrowing it now. Looks like it's going to be a perfect fast track
They've
today.
done a great job. Looks tremendous. Yeah, I was able to watch some of the races in my deathbed yesterday, and it looked like the track was, for the most part, playing pretty fair. Outside, a slight edge, but all in all, not too bad.
Claudio Gonzalez with another win yesterday.
Sheldon with a couple yesterday.
Sheldon with a couple, yeah. All right, let's show you what's going on today. 6 stake races. Count them up. Over $500,000 in purses today with the 6 stake races. The 38 Go-Go, the Dave's Friend with, a few scratches in there. Still big field. And all 6 of the stake races, big field. The Half, the Jen Talking, the Politely, the Jennings, John Jones back to defend his title. And the Jennings, going to be some awesome races this afternoon. Some nice betting options for you as well. We have a little carryover. And that 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6, a little shy of 4,000. Couple bucks shy of 4,000 there. That's going to start race 5 today on our 10-race program, so jump on into that. I have a ticket. I'm going to spend $64 for my on-air Pick 6 ticket today. Let's get right to the action. Let's show you the track conditions, the weather, and everything. There's the track. You see the snow. It's all off the track. They're working on it. We'll have a picture. We'll have a perfect fast track today, I think.
Looks great. Look, the guys have done a phenomenal job, as they always do here. Brisbane, not too bad. Right now, this is about as good as it's going to get, I think, for the rest of the weekend. We're 32. I know temperature's supposed to drop tomorrow into Monday, but right now, this is actually pretty pleasant out, believe it or not.
Yeah, not bad at all. Let's get right to it here. Race 1, we have a packed show for you. Lots of videos and interviews to show you when we get to the stake races. But let's start here with race 1 to kick off that rolling super high 5 with a low 15% takeout. Every race with 7 or more betting interest, we have the super high 5. Race 1 also kicks off your early pick 5. Both your pick 5s here at Laurel Park. Your best bet with that industry low 12% takeout. Mandatory payout on the early pick 5 starting in race 1. Let's take a look. Claiming 10,000 filly mares, never won 2 lifetime. Going 6 furlongs. I go to the outside here. The hot connections of our leading rider, Jevion Toledo. He's going to be the leading rider for the fall meet and for the whole year here in Maryland. And I think he'll have a beautiful trip on the outside here with the 6 Grand Lassie for trainer Dale Capuano. Took her a while to break her maiden. She was running on the turf in a few races, but she got back to the main track December 15th, and she won by 7.5 going away. That was an impressive win. Now she's realistically spotted here facing winners for the first time. Toledo will have a nice stalking trip on the outside. Might go right to the front.
He may go right to the front. Kind of took an aggressive tactic last time out when winning. But you look at those internals, they weren't that demanding. 23-3, 48-2, allowing this filly to just kind of widen and run a buyer of 50, which is going to work. Something like that will probably win this race. I think Silent Prayer on the drop and is fresh will go ahead and be a factor on the front end, and maybe those two hook up somewhere around the turn. Might set it up for a closer. The 4 Jana Lee, I like turning back in distance with second-time Lasix. Maybe a little bit of a premature move last time into that slower pace. Could sustain back to the right distance today at 6 furlongs. Let's go with the 7. Linny B. You won't get 67-1 or 51-1
No.
what she was the last 2 starts up in New York. Scott Lake is red hot right now off of a 4% trainer. A little freshening. The blinkers go back on. She's tactical enough. You go back to that maiden score back in April. That's going to be good enough for me. I think she can kind of stalk the leaders and hedge on by a lay for a barn that really, Scott, this is about as good as he's been for the last year or two around here, no doubt.
Yeah, he's been on a roll. He had a nice win first off the claim yesterday. So the Lake barn going well. I respect Lake always. I use this horse in my top 4. We both like the 5 here. Silent Prayer on the drop for Kenny Decker. He's crafty. You always have to watch him. You get 5 pounds off with the bug boy Carlos Carrasco. This horse's last few races up at Parks and Penn, Delaware. The Delaware race was okay, but that was back in August. Now the horse coming back after having a little time away and taking a drop should wake him up today.
Yeah, that 2-back tri-pen, that race was actually pretty strong. Midnight Union, Corinne Strong, the second-place finisher, Chris Strong came back and it recently run second for 25-3 in life. So aggressive move for the barn, trying to pick this filly's head up. Let me slide by you. I liked her last time. She's another one I will use underneath in exactas. I think she can make a formidable rally into this group.
All right, let's take a look here at the second race to kick off the early pick four. I think we're going to have some big action in the pick fours today. You're going to have, let's see, 2, 3, and then races 4 and 5 are stake races. So a couple stake races in your early pick four sequence. Race 2, we're going 7 furlongs, claiming 15,000 for straight 2-year-olds. And I think Jamie Ness has a powerful entry in here. I picked the 1A on top, double naught spy for Kieran McGee. Well, it's a Kieran Jamie Ness entry.
Yeah, the old Gumpster stable coming at you, right?
Gumpster stable. So powerful connection here for the entry. You get Weston Hamilton, the 7-pound bug boy on the 1A double naught spy. This horse 2 for 2. Hasn't done anything wrong. 2-year-old son of Mission, impassable. He'll get a nice trip on the outside with a nice lightweight assignment here of 111 with the bug boy.
Yeah, I think good thing we got 2 parts of an entry here because double knot spy almost looks too good.
Right.
I'm going to take the horse one shot. You know, this is from this barn. I can deal with it with Kieran, but you look at it. You claim for 15. The horse is perfect. Gallops last time out and actually drops to 13.5.
Yeah.
That's a little sketchy right there, but has the help. Witchy's last stand got a perfect trip and may get it again. Sat behind the duel behind 88 MPH and Wonder How. I think they kind of go at it again. 88 MPH, broke a little slow, had the rail ducked in a little bit and was rushed. This 7 furlong distance, this horse may not have to be rushed as much to get position. But Wonder How goes first time gelding. I think this is a horse that stays around of the speed types. But I think Double Nut Spy is going to be pretty tough. 1A65.
All right, yeah, the Gumster stable, Jamie Ness, Kieran McGee entry going to be awfully tough here in the second race.
Yep.
All right, let's speed through these races. We have 6 stake races to get to for you in this show. Race 3, though, we're going 6 furlongs, claiming 10,000 filly and mares. Never won 2 lifetime. I go with the inside horse here. Your leading trainer, Claudio Gonzalez, with the 1 St. Penny, taking a big drop. He claimed this horse for 16,000 back in October. Didn't go very well that day. He waited a couple months and then stepped up off the claim, coming back off that 2-month freshening. Didn't run very well last out for 25,000 starter allowance company. Now takes a big drop here to the 10,000 2 life. Pimentel will ride. I think the drop will wake the 1 St. Penny up for your leading trainer, Gonzalez.
Yeah, she's awfully quick. She just doesn't like to go too far. She's got the 1 glaring number, the 62. Other than that, not a whole lot really there. Running in the mid or higher 30s. Active Kindness, the 5 horse for Kenny Decker, another speed horse for Kenny Decker. I think has some pretty sharp gate speed as well. Maybe St. Penny can ride off of her and make a move into it. I don't know if she can kind of keep going at the 6 furlong distance. I'll give one more shot to the 4. She's got a shot. Farrago Lynch stays. I think that's the key for me. She got bumped around a little bit at the break last time. Went back and watched that rerun, angled out on the turn, and never really kicked on at the mile distance. Maybe turning back to the sprint, a drop in class. This is dangerous. This is now or never for this horse. This looks like on a let's win and maybe get this horse out of here. She's got a shot. If she doesn't fire, I think it could be anybody's ball game, believe it or not. I mean, even Saturday's rain, I think she's better than that race at Penn. Took her a long time to break the maiden, but the race could just fall right into her lap.
All right, I like the 4. I used the 4 in my exact. We like the same couple horses on top here in the third race. Let's turn the page. Here we go with the stakes action. Race 4 kicks off 6 consecutive stakes here at Laurel Park. We also start the middle pick 4 here in the 4th race. This is the heft for 2-year-olds, $100,000 stake going 7 furlongs. You like the middle pick 4.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at your ticket.
Take a little shot here for $36. Get you started. In the 4th race, scratch the 2, 4, 6, and 10. All long shots for the most part, right? Lowest one was 12 to 1. We're going to stick with the obvious horses, the 5, the 7, and the 9. This could be a really good battle to the wire here. Very evenly matched on paper. Race 5. We're going to go with the 3, 4, 6, and 9. My Magician. I think she'll vie for favoritism with the 6, Renaissance Rosie. 6th race, the 2 and the 11, Noteworthy Peach. My price shot along with the 11 John Jones. The 2 horses have really kind of proven at 1 mile. And shout out to Frank Vespi. I did glance at his website this morning. Frank, we're on some of the same horses. I hope we're seeing the ball the right way. We've got some price horses that were very much similar thoughts on.
I like Noteworthy Peach.
Yes.
Second off a long layoff, Toledo. Yeah.
7th race, the 1, 9, and 10. Limited view. She's really going to have her running shoes on today. Within Rage and the 10 Frigid Sister, your kind of blow-up shot for Flint Stites. $36 ticket.
All right, Frigid Sister could be interesting in the Gen Talking. Blinkers on for Flynn Stites. We'll get to that race. Let's take a look here. So this is an all-stakes middle pick 4 starting in race 4, going 7 furlongs. This is the Heft Stakes, of course, named after Arnold Heft, a long time big owner and breeder here in Maryland. He bred some nice ones. Ate Too Fast to Catch, his last big horse, and won the Maryland Million Classic like 3 times. So this horse, this race named after Arnold Heft. It's a $100,000 stake, wide open, no restrictions here for 2-year-olds, going 7 furlongs. Let's show you what Whirlin' Curlin did last out. Let's show you the video spotlight in the snow. So we know the horse likes the snow, and this was his second stakes win in a row here at Laurel Park at a big price in the Maryland Juvenile Futurity, 21-1 with Toledo aboard. He gets a nice, big, respectable 83 buyer in this win. This horse is by Curlin. He looks like Curlin. He's a half-brother to a stakes winner. He gets the leading rider, Javion Toledo, who's going to get a nice trip on the outside for this Gary Capuano trained horse. We know Gary Cap, very good with these talented 2-year-olds, 3-year-olds. You remember back to Captain Bonjic.
Oh, yeah.
And so we've had some scratches in this race. It was a nice 10 horse field. The racing office did a fantastic job putting these stakes together. But we've had some scratches in race 4. Scratched the 2, 4, 6, and the 10, so it's down to a 6-horse field, and I think Whirlin' Curlin is just going to be able to do whatever he wants out there in the clear, trouble-free on the outside.
A tighter field, but I kind of like that a little bit. You don't want the scratches, but boy, it takes maybe a little bit of the clutter out of the race, maybe, and puts these horses and these jockeys in a little bit tighter. We're going to see what we've got. 3 horses showing a lot of talent. Divine Entry thought this horse was going to be a turf horse, and he's kind of taken to third. He's going to have to get a little bit faster. But Whirlin' Curlin, he showed that. He emerged in a duel. He was called. There was like 3 or 4 horses dueling on the turn. He emerged with still having fun and kept on going. I think he'll stretch out. He kind of just keeps on grinding and grinding. Got to love this horse in his future. Gary, I'm sorry, Gary, you're not going to get 21-1 on him today, unfortunately. 7, a different style. That's going to be my top selection, Stan. I think this horse, I love the race in the James F. Lewis. Got away with a little bit of a softer quarter, 23, but was down inside and turned away some challenges, turning for him and really kicked away nicely. Not much separating him and Diamond King. Diamond King got the better of him in that debut back at Parks in September. But a different style. I went and watched that rerun. He had a tougher trip. He was down inside the whole way. He steadied off a horse's heels at the 8th pole, shifted out, and really kept on gamely. I think a different style is sharp. He might have a little bit of a tactical edge against this field.
He's going to be a main factor early on here. He's going to try to go to the front. Does he get the lead, or does he think Diamond King goes with him? If Diamond King and a different style go out there head and head early on, and I think that's going to provide a nice setup for Whirlin' Curlin on the outside. But I guess you hope with your top pick a different style that he doesn't get caught up in early speed.
Yeah, I think he's rateable. He showed that last time out. I'd like to maybe seen one more race. A little bit of a break scares me. 7 furlongs is probably my question mark. I looked at the breeding and the 5-star day on the bottom side. Boy, that's like 5.5, 6 furlongs. They really don't want to go much more than that. But this horse really relaxes nicely. Diamond King, unfortunate down at Churchill. Took plenty of play at 11-1 in that big field. Unfortunately, clipped heels and lost jockey Frankie Penning. Great to see him back and recovered and ready to roll here today. This horse has been well meant. He's got a lot of talent, Stan.
There's
no doubt.
Some nice horses in this race. We've talked about Whirlin' Curlin, a different style, Diamond King, but there's a couple horses in this race we haven't talked about that are 2-time winners here at Laurel Park. One of those is the 8, Big Bella Brown for trainer Cal Lynch, has won 2 races here at Laurel Park, including an allowance race last out. The other one is the 1, Blue Ridge Scout, a 2-time winner here at Laurel Park, including a nice allowance win going a mile back in October. Then they tried the Grade 2 Nashua with this horse last out. They're high on this 2-year-old by New Year's Day. We caught up with Ollie Figgins' assistant trainer, Kelsey Figgins, talking about Blue Ridge Scout in the Heft Stakes today.
He's doing very well. We put blinkers on him, so hopefully that'll move him up. And not fond of the 1 hole, but we'll see. Hopefully, just break clear and hopefully not get stuck behind horses, Good. He's been training good. He worked good last week, so.
All right, so yeah, the work she's talking about, that's a nice work. His horse had a couple nice 5-furlong workouts here in December, December 17th, and then December 23rd, a nice 5-furlong, nice slow maintenance work, 102 and 3. So this horse, he had a nice allowance win going a mile. They put the blinkers on today. Steve Hamilton will ride, so the one Blue Ridge Scout maybe with a legitimate upset potential here in race 4.
Oh yeah, made a big leap from that turf to dirt race, ran strong. A Big Bella Brown's another horse.
Yeah.
These types scare me because they don't know. Connections really didn't know how good this horse was.
Sure.
And then look at him now. I mean, he's kind of flourishing. He's learning already. Avoiding, got away from some trouble last time out to still win. He's got to make just one little bit more move up, and he can be in the mix. But I like this race. Like I say, shame to see some of these horses come out because they're all viable, all
Sure.
decent horses. They were going to be prices. They just haven't proven as much as some of these other ones. But we know how these horses can make big leaps and strides.
All right, we've talked about one stake race. We still have 5 more to go. The pick 6 starts in race 5. That's the Politely Stakes. Nice carryover in that pick 6, a little shy of 4,000 today. I have a ticket for it. We'll take a look right after this.
In the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. Either way, you win. Have a stake in the race with ExpressBet.
All right, welcome back. Today at the races presented by Fidelity First. We talked about one stake race, still 5 more to go. Let's take a look at race 5, the Politely Stakes for affiliate mares. This race for Maryland bred or Maryland sired horses. It kicks off the 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6. Nice carryover today. There it is, $2 shy of 4,000. This is going to be well played today. We have 5 stake races, 5 consecutive stake races in this Pick 6 sequence. I have a ticket. Let's take a look. And when you have a Pick 6 with 5 stake races, you have to spend a little bit more. I'm going to spend $64. I couldn't find a single. What my best bet today was going for broke for Chad Brown, and that horse scratched, so I can't find a single there, Keith.
I hope you hit it because I'm going to take credit for it. Keith's pick 6 ticket. I love it.
Oh, that was Keith's pick?
No.
Let's put it back up again.
That's good. Let it roll.
Well, let's roll with it here.
That's our combo ticket for today.
Combo ticket, okay. But okay, there it is. Well, let's take a look. Those are my numbers. We'll go with the name there. That's all right. I'm 5 deep here in the Politely. I think it's wide open. I like a 10-1 shot here. The 8 Moon Virginia to kick off this pick 6, and then in the 6th race to Jennings, I like the 2 outside horses here. Final Prospect and Southside Warrior. In the Gin Talkin', I like Limited View and Vertrazo. And then I'm gonna go 4 deep there, and I'm sorry. In race 7, I go 4 deep there. Okay, all right. We're off track here. That's not my ticket. Okay, yeah, that's not my ticket. That's somebody else. We'll take a look at it later. The pick 6 does start here in race 5, going 6 furlongs. The Politely Filly mares, Maryland bred, Maryland sired. We have a video spotlight here of my top pick on the outside, Moon Virginia. Here's Moon Virginia's last race right here at Laurel Park, late November. This was going 7 furlongs, same. Well, now we're cutting back to 6 furlongs in the Politely. That's okay, but she gets up to win here by a head in a tough 3 other than allowance race. Our 3 other than allowance races around here are some serious races, Keith. So this may be a lateral move or maybe even easier company today in the Politely than what she beat there in that 3 other than. She gets Sheldon Russell to ride. He'll get a nice trouble-free trip on the outside. 6 furlongs, maybe a little too short. She is over 2 at this distance, but she'll be coming late. She's a 3-time winner here at Laurel Park. I like Moon Virginia in the Politely.
Yeah, she may need a little bit of a setup, and she kind of got one there last time, 22 and 46 and 2. That's sharp internals at 7 over this racetrack, and you saw Signwave just couldn't hold on, but Sheldon, the type of rider, he's very strong. He can kind of get these horses going maybe a little bit earlier than they want sometimes and carry them home. So Moon Virginia, Hammy, hey, don't question. You never know. When you least expect he's going to jump up. Had that horse stretch out from 5.5 yesterday, going the mile, right?
Enchanted
Yep, to get it done.
Go Sapper.
Very capable. It's year after year after year we see it. So Hammy at a price, don't dismiss. I like the 3, My Magician, turning back today into a state-bred company. last time out, just kind of off a little funky rail move on a dead rail into a horse that was controlling it up front in Miss Locust Point. I think My Magician can kind of settle mid-pack and make a more sustainable run against this group to get up. Renaissance Rosie, I don't know if she's going to have it as easy as she had 2 races back over this racetrack.
Well, I'm 8, 9, 4, 7 in race 5. Okay, well, let's just put up the picks here if we have them for race 5. I'm 8, 9, 4, 7. Your picks here, you have the
3, 6, 4, 9, Stan. 3, 6, 4, 9.
The three on top, My
Yeah.
Magician. I'm a little, I guess maybe I'm a little hard on this 5-year-old mare. I don't use her in my top 4, but I do use her on my pick 6 ticket. You have to respect the barn here, Claudio Gonzalez. She's going to be covered up early in traffic.
Yeah.
Torres going to have to navigate a good trip coming from behind on her.
Yeah, he's going to, but she likes the distance. She handles this racetrack fine. The whole key is up front. She Rolls, who's in deadly form right now for John Hartzell, and has got some great rides from Prado on the front end. She's going to have to run a little bit quicker than what she did last time. And can she hold off Renaissance Rosie, who did have a major excuse at Mahoning Valley, was just killed at the break, rushed wide. Now, coming back to the track where she ran a big kind of a gaudy number 2 races back in that 3 other than company, just galloped.
Right.
I don't know if that field was as strong maybe as the race that you're talking about that Moon Virginia came out of, though. So Renaissance Rosie, going to be formidable. I think will be the favorite. Right between the 2, the 3 and the 6 favoritism is going to vie. But I think My Magician is going to get just the right kind of setup as the 4 and the 6 kind of hook up a little sooner.
So I use My Magician on my pick 6 ticket. I don't use the 6 Renaissance Rosie. I don't pick the filly at all. I don't use her at all. I'm not sure what happened out there at Mahoning Valley. It was a lights out win with an 84 buyer against 3 other than here at Laurel, and then you go to Mahoning Valley. You're 6-1. Maybe it was a tough stake out there.
It was
for Ohio standards, but just ran a clunker out there. Now faces much tougher company here in the Politely. Maybe she gets back, and if she runs back to an 84, she'll be tough. But with this barn, sometimes they run 184, then they get taken down. I don't know what's going on with that outfit,
I think the sneaky horse in the race is the 9.
Yeah.
Hugh McMahon claims this 9-horse uphill battle, obviously for a reason, had this race definitely in mind. Absolutely whistled at Penn National, but keys up against the right horse, beats Campiona by 9. Well, look, she fits in the mix with Renaissance Rosie out of that 3 other than 2 races back. That was an awfully big race. Can she run it back for the new connections? If she does, she's going to be right there.
All right, so nice field in the Politely to start the pick 6. Let's turn the page here. Still 4 more stake races to go. Race 6 will kick off the late pick 5. No carryover today. It paid big yesterday. The late pick 5 paid a big number yesterday. So always more money back to you, the better, with the lowest takeout in the country. Everybody's complaining about high takeouts everywhere else.
Not here.
Not here with the pick 5s. Industry low, 12% takeout. Starts in race 6. The Jennings for Maryland-bred, Maryland-sired horses, 3 and up, going a mile, $75,000 stake race here. We have a video spotlight of my top pick in this race, Final Prospect. Let's take a look here at Final Prospect's last race. This was December 4th here at Laurel Park in a tough 3 other than allowance race. This horse, a good second behind a sharp winner that day. The race before, also a good second behind Unbridled Daddy. This horse has put up a couple strong buyers, 89, 84, coming from a 3 other than into this restricted stakes race. Not really a step up. Make the rider Franklin Sabalos. Sabalos, who's been aboard the last couple races. Sabalos back aboard today, the 9 Final Prospect for Gary Capuano.
Cap, he's a little tricky. He likes to wait.
He does.
Kind of leaves you on edge sometimes as a gambler. It makes you pull your hair out.
Yep.
It's tough. But
He
Sabayo
could be
stays.
having a big day.
I'm going with a higher price, Capuano. I'll just go a higher price, Gary. Noteworthy Peach, a horse that won this race, Stan, back in 2015. Didn't win air, beat Admiral's War Chest. Maybe might need one more. I don't know, but I'm taking a shot at the value we're going to get in a field that's kind of suspect. Nobody's in tremendous form.
Right.
That's why a lukewarm favorite, the Final Prospect, wouldn't surprise me if Southside Warrior is, or even John Jones. The fans could come back to him. But I know Noteworthy Peach, he loves this distance. He likes Laurel. Didn't run bad against the grain in the Howard Bender. I think this horse is going to be poised and ready to go. Main man Toledo is up, stalking pounds.
Yep. Could be a big day for Gary Capuano. I like the 2 noteworthy, Peach. We both like the 8 and the 9. Let's talk about the 11, John Jones. He's your defending champion in the Jennings. And like you said, he has a lot of horses that have the back class, but maybe not in best form right now. But if John Jones can get back to his top form, he'll be awfully tough. He fired a 92 buyer winning this race last year, wire to wire, won by 5 over some nice horses. Locking on by Catane, they're back in here today. The Hall of Famer Edgar Prado rides John Jones for trainer Lacey Gaudet. Lacey Gaudet likes the outside post she has today with John Jones. We caught up with her the other morning. Here's what she had to say.
He's doing really well. He came out of that last race fine, and he's been training great over this track so far. I like it. I think it'll help. There's a lot of speed to his inside. I think he's going to be closer than he has been this year, kind of more so like he was last year. So I think it'll help that all the speed's inside of him.
Okay. All right, so she thinks the horse will be laying closer like he was last year, and is going to get a nice trip on the outside with the speed to his inside.
Well, listen, you look at this field and you break it down. He is probably the fastest horse early if he wants to go. I mean, Bridges Big Lovey, he's going to be a factor, so I don't think you want to let him just go ahead and walk the dog up front. I think John Jones, if he's right, is going to be sitting just outside of him. And hopefully when push comes to shove mid-turn, he responds and he comes back to the old John Jones. If he does, this is the day he's going to do it. I don't know if it's down the road or not. We're going to see if he's back to his old form. He may never get back to what he showed last year. If this is a race, if he's going to do it, it's today.
Another horse at a price that could be a sneaky good price here, coming late. He likes this 1 mile distance. He's a dead closer, so with the 1 mile distance here, you have that long stretch to the second wire. That's the one, Flash McCall. He's 6 for 7 in the money at this distance. 2 wins, 2 seconds, 2/3. The win 2 starts ago, going a mile. It was a grinding effort, coming late, 10 wide or so, but he got up. I talked to Trombetta the other morning, and that's why Flash McCall is in this race, because he likes the mile distance, and you get Fergal Lynch to ride.
Yeah, I mean, and that's him. He doesn't have like a burst.
Well, no.
He starts the run under pressure of the far turn, and he just kind of keeps on going. And if things kind of fall into place, he's going to have to run the race of his life to win it, though.
All right, so nice addition of the Jennings to start the late pick 5. Let's take a look here. Race 7 is the Gin Talking Stakes to start the late pick 4. We're going 7 furlongs here. 2-year-old fillies, $100,000 stakes. Some nice fillies in this race. We have a video spotlight of my top pick. I'm excited to see this filly run again today. I think she's a special filly. The one, Limited View, with the Hall of Famer Edgar Prado. Prado's 4 for 4 on this filly. This filly's 4 for 4 at Laurel Park. She likes the snow, and she just clobbered this field last out in the Maryland Juvenile Filly Championship. It was all over around the far turn.
Kind of a walk in a park, and we talked about the final time comparatively to Whirlin' Curlin. Slightly better, but Beyer kind of odd. I don't get it. You know, the discrepancy in the figures. I kind of basing that at about an 80, 82, 83 kind of a number. It was sharp. And she covers ground, and she had a great job as salesman and everybody involved with her. Had her dead right, and the filly got it, put it all together. Because they know, that's the frustrating part. Sometimes you got an athlete.
Right.
You know, and you're like, I know what they can do.
Sure.
And it just not coming out. Boy, it was all together last time out. It was good to see. She's going to have to really be focused again. It's another tough group with some sharp speed just to her outside. She's going to have to come away cleanly, get position. Like John said, I think she can rate, and if you give her a target, and she'll be okay.
I talked to trainer John Salzman. We're reading the press releases about this race. Trainer John Salzman Jr. saying she came out of the Maryland Juvenile Filly Championship like she didn't even run.
Yeah.
She's been doing great since. She's been to the gate to school, and she was perfect at the gate. Salzman saying she doesn't have to have the lead from the inside. She can go right to the front if there's no other speed.
Right.
But if there's some speed to the outside, she's a big filly with a big stride with a Hall of Famer on her. So she's not going to get, they're not going to box her in. She can make her own race on the inside there. So we're both on the 1 Limited View. With the 2 Vertrazo I use in the exact. I think this filly by Trap Shot coming out of a tough race, coming out of the wide open Smart Halo for $100,000. A good third behind Take Charge Paula, who would come right back to win. So Vertrazo, I think, a nice filly, has some early speed as well.
Yeah, that's Smart Halo. Good race.
Yeah.
Take Charge Paula won at Gulfstream. Almond Roca came back to win. I think she won at Tampa. Galloped in a stake in the Sandpiper. productive race. This horse was a big price last time. Unfortunately, Jock lost the whip, kept on trying. The races very well could go through her around the turn and into the stretch. I think the 9 Enrage, a shipper for Ben Curlbrook. He's a guy that brought up in the wide country, was it last year, I think, brought a filly in and get China Grove and got it done.
Right.
So Enrage, a horse dropped the 40 to get the maiden score at Keeneland, but all of a sudden, last time out at a big price, ran a big race behind a killer of a horse for Steve Asmussen. And you compare the times, the boys that day in the allowance went 117. This final time 16. She goes 16-3. You carry it out. She's ready to roll, and she's learning how to finish. She's going to be tough.
And she's a homebred filly for Claiborne Farm and Adele Dilschneider. All they do is breed champions. As fillies by Algorithms, a young Bernardini stallion they have down there at Claiborne. So I like the 9 Enrage. Another filly that's going to have something to say about the early pace, and that's the 7 Gibby. 2-year-old filly by Tiz Way for trainer Scott Lake. She's a 2-time winner. Nice allowance win last out up there at Parks with an 81 buyer. Frankie Pennington coming down the ride. We caught up with trainer Scott Lake yesterday talking about Gibby and the Gin Talking.
She's been training great coming into the race. Breezed really well the other day. We're real happy with her. Love to see her sit right outside off the pace. She does everything so easily in the morning. So I think, being a little bit off the pace won't hurt her a little bit.
All right, so she doesn't have to go to the front, and she's going to break from the 7 hole. There's some speed to her inside, so Gibby could get a nice, beautiful stalking trip on the outside for Scott Lake, who, like you said, has been on a roll here recently.
I think he likes that, having Verchaza to the inside of her. Gives a little bit of a target. Maybe she can relax off of that horse. And Gibby, the 2-bag race, Mauer Power, came back to run second in the Grade 2 Demoiselle in New York and had some trouble and ran like a high 70 buyer doing it. So Gibby, 7 furlongs is probably just the main concern for her. But, man, she's gritty. She's going to take you all the way to the 8th ball. I know that, and may take you further.
Yeah, it's a nice this is one of the best stakes of the day, the Gin Talking. Let's see.
Can we get a closer in here? Can we get Frigid Sister at a big price to make her run?
Blinkers on, had a nice allowance win coming off the pace, going 6 furlongs back in October here at Laurel.
An excuse, November the 11th in the Smart Halo. We talked about that race. It's been productive. A good score, 2 races back. Galloping, beating Last True Love. Here's a little stat for Flint Stites: 2 for 7 and 4 for 7 in the money. First-time blinkers with 2-year-olds over the last couple of years. I know that's a smaller sample, but a positive ROI hedging towards $3.
Big 12-horse field in the Gin Talking to kick off the late pick 4. We still have 2 more stake races to talk about. We're running out of time, but lots of more good stuff for you here. Let's take a look at race 8, the 38 Go-Go. Filly Mares 3 and up, $100,000 stake, going a flat mile. We've had some scratches in this race. The 7 Jewelrat scratched, the Chad Brown horse on the outside, the 12 Going for Broke, the morning line favorite scratch, and the 13 10-type gal scratch. I end up on the 3 here. Tiz Rude, that we're not going to get 12-1 with the scratches. That price will come down. But this 3-year-old filly by Tiz now in very good form right now for trainer John Service. She had a nice 2 other than allowance win, and then a nice 3 other than allowance win going a mile last out. Respectable 81 buyer. So Tiz Rude in good form right now for John Service. John Service, he's shipped down here with 11 starters, 3 winners for John Service this fall meet. So he's coming down here with some runners, and I like the 3 Tiz Rude here in the 38 Go-Go.
This race drove me crazy, doing the line and trying to handicap it. I mean, Bishop's Pond, the 4, how good is she? I mean, she was good enough. They tried the Belle Dame, the Grade 1, back in September, and she led a long way, took some pressure, and didn't give way till very late. Now tries the 1-turn mile. Looks like the speed of the speed. I don't think they want to let her get too far away. You've got an up-and-comer, a 3-year-old filly getting very good late. Crimson Forest, can you believe that last number? I like the old crafty vet, Power of Snunner. How about her? 9 for 34 lifetime, 16 seconds. I think the 1-turn mile is going to be perfect. And Tim Kreiser, one thing he doesn't do, he doesn't put his horses in the wrong spots too often. And he goes into stakes. I know you're a smaller sample, 8 starters, 38% with a positive ROI. This kind of distance is good. Sprint to route. This kind of layoff works well for his runners. I think Power of Snunner's just got the right kind of style, and she's got the class enough to kind of maybe grind out a win in here.
Greg, did you say something about a scratch in this race? Okay, yeah, the stat is a scratch. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so we're all over the place in
no
this
doubt.
race. I don't have the 2 in my top picks, but Timmy Kreiser, 142 wins this year for Timmy Kreiser. That's like winning 3 races a week. So you have to respect the barn there. The 4, Bishop's Pond, I use. The 8, I throw in there a line of best fit for trainer Claudio Gonzalez. Second time in the Gonzalez barn, second race back after having a couple months off. A decent third last out in a tough running of the Willow on the move behind Miss Locust Point.
No doubt, no doubt. I was a little surprised to see her that close up, forcing the issue of Miss Locust Point. I think you kind of see her maybe in this field sitting just off of Bishop's Pond and stalking. I think a bounce back race is in order for this horse, and if she slips away anywhere, maybe in that 8-1 range, I would definitely use her for Gonzalez, who's just had a phenomenal year.
Yep. All right, let's turn the page here. One more stake race to talk about, the Dave's Friend. This was a 14-horse field. We've had some scratches here. Scratch to 4, 6 to 7. Is that all?
14.
And then the 14. So we've had 4 scratches. So still a big 10-horse field here in the Dave's Friend. 100,000 for 3 and up, going 6 furlongs. The one recruiting ready is going to be the favorite in here. A sharp winner breaking from the 1 hole, and the Bachelor down at Oaklawn last April, and a sharp winner in the Chick Lang. A good third in the Grade 2 Woody Stevens last out. That was last June. We haven't seen him since then. He's been training well down there in Florida. This horse likes the inside. Trainer Horacio De Paz talks about that. We caught up with him a couple mornings ago talking about recruiting ready, your favorite in the Dave's Friend.
He's doing really good. He's been training down in Florida at Palm Meadows, and his works have been really good coming up here. He's on the inside, most of his races and stuff, so, I'd rather be inside than be on the 14 hole, so very happy with that.
Okay, so they like it down there on the inside. They get a veteran rider, Horacio Caramanos. He's not going to take any nonsense from these guys on the outside. And this horse has enough early speed. He can go right to the front if he wants.
He's going to have to be tied on. Ella Reed could be quick. Favorite Tail. I don't know if he's as fast as what he once was, but he's still got some gas in him. So recruiting ready cannot miss a beat at the break. He's pretty sharp. I think he'll get out there, and I think he'll get the lead, but I think he's going to take some pressure, and it just might soften it up a little bit. And a Fleet Willie,
it's going to be coming late.
Who has a high cruising speed at a route of ground and overcame a ton of trouble last time out to win and beating the likes of Paige McKinney, Discreet Lover, who came back. I think a Fleet Willie, 6 may not be his best distance, but talking to Gonzalez and reading some stuff, he's razor sharp right now.
Yep.
I think he's going to have the perfect flow in front of him. This horse just kind of duplicates a number somewhere in that mid-90. He's going to get it done.
Yeah, 6-time winner here at Laurel Park. Just fired a career best, 96 Beyer, winning the Richard Small. He's very versatile. 113 for me, 13-1 for Keith here in this race. We both like the 11 a little bit. Ready for ride from the Albatrani barn. Edgar Prado will ride this horse. Been running some big races up there against tough customers in New York.
Yeah, 35 Indy. Maybe gets a little bit of relief, a slight bit of relief, but he's going to have to sustain a little bit more. He's had the aim. He hasn't kind of followed through. And with some of these other horses in here, he's going to have to run his best race to get it done.
All right, we're almost out of time. Let's just talk about our top picks here in the 10th and final race. Maiden claiming 16,000 for 2-year-olds, going 6 furlongs. And I'm going to go with the Lacey Gaudette, first-time starter. The 5 Lucky Kick, 2-year-old by Lucky Pulpit. Has some nice works here at Laurel Park. Was working down there at Gulfstream. Lacey Gaudette, 23% with her first-time starters and a nice positive ROI. So let's see if she can get the money here with the 5 Lucky Kick in the 10th.
Okay, and I'll take a flyer, throw the dart with the 11 Weston Hamilton. Lasix on for a Donnie Barr firster, and his ROI with the maiden claimers firsters, not too bad.
Not too bad. You get the Bug Boy Weston Hamilton. All right, let's pop up my Pick 6 ticket one more time. It starts in race 5. You have 5 consecutive stake races in the Pick 6 today, starting in the 5th race. It's a nice carryover, a little shy of 4,000. Here's my ticket. I'm going 5 deep in the Politely. I like the 3, 4, 7, 8, 9. The 8 Moon Virginia, my top pick at 10-1. And then there in the Jennings, I'm going to go with the 2 horses on the outside, the 8 Southside Warrior, the 9 Final Prospect. In race 7, the Jen Talkin, I like the 1 Limited View and the 2 Vertrazo. Race 8, the 38 Go-Go, I go 4 deep in that race. And then the Dave's Friend, I used the 1 Recruiting Ready, the 13 of Fleet Willie. And then the 10th race, I used the 5 Lucky Kick. And another first-time starter, the 8 Port Louis for trainer Ann Merriman with Kevin Gomez aboard. So that's my Pick 6 ticket. You can see my ticket, Keith's tickets, Tim Tulloch's tickets on the laurelpark.com website underneath the handicapping section. Dave Rodman's coming up next with all of today's scratches and changes. Good luck to you. We'll be back.
Good luck.